India always been a very peaceful country on earth, never been an aggressor to any country, never tried to capture any foreign land. Since inceptions of human civilization, India always ravaged by outsider or intruders. India looted by its own colonial masters. India was the home of the Indus civilizations. India was the home of the modern town systems. And the Indian scientists gave this world the concept of the zero. But now, in the recent days, India is being intimidated by his own northern neighbor China and the western Lilliput Pakistan. So, India has to take some massive measures to show its strength, to show the strength to the world and to those low hearted, greedy, and nefarious nations. India has to show her ineffable strength and to show the dominance in the Indian Ocean region. India has been testing some state of the earth missile system that the world rarely sees. Hi, my name is Tuhin Kumar Pal and welcome to the Power Academy. In recent days, India tested some of the missiles, and these missiles are the BrahMos and the missiles called the Smart, Sant, and the hypersonic glided vessels, and the so many others missiles. India tested the BrahMos from air by using the Sukhoi 30 MKI, and the land versions of the BrahMos has already been tested, and the ship versions is already been installed in ships. In the recent days, India also tested the supersonic torpedo missiles that I have already mentioned, the smart missiles. On 18 December 2021, India tested its own advanced nuclear capable ballistic missile called Agni Prime. And these missiles was tested from APJ Abdul Kalam Island of the coast of the Odisha at 11:06 a.m. on Saturday. Date is not important over there, but you have to know the date because of know-how of yours. It was 18 December 2021 that I have already told you in our introductory note. And this second test of the missile, the first test took place in June 28 in the same year. The statement released by the DRDO is that, and I quote, the various telemetry radar, electro-optical stations, and the downrange ships positions along the eastern water tract and monitored the missile trajectory and parameters. The missile followed the textbook's trajectory, meeting all mission objectives with high level accuracy. So, India is coming up with some of the state of the art missile that is the world will going to see in the recent days. Some of the missiles is on the book but not has been tested, but it will be tested in the recurrence time. In our next slides we will going to talk about that some of the hard facts about the prime missiles, and these hard facts are always available in the internet, but it is always important for the examinations regarding the sscs, because the ssc exams these facts will going to be asked. But in the upsc exams, when you will going to write the answer or the write in the mains, then you will be asked to do the things according to the questions. The facts is required because to give the answer some substantial standard. So the facts about the Agni missile is Agni Prime is a medium range ballistic missile developed by the Defense Research and the Development Organization, which is DRDO, and the manufactured by the Bharat Dynamic Limited. Agni Prime is being seen as an successors of the Agni 1 and the Agni 2 missiles. Why the successors of the Agni 1 and the Agni 2? Because Agni 1 and the Agni 2 is a very old missiles. It came into the years 1986 or 1985. So these missiles are very much old. So replace those missiles because these missiles was based on the old technologies. but we have to upgrade our missiles to the modern technologies. That is why we came up with an prime. With the prime missiles, we will going to replace these missiles because these missiles are pretty big and the transportation cost is very high. So that is why the prime came in. And these missiles is being operated by the Strategic Forces Command. And the what is Strategic Forces Command? The Strategic Forces Command is an organization which is responsible for the country's tactical strategic nuclear weapon stockpiles, because Agni Prime is a nuclear capable missile. It was created on the 4th January, in 2003 by the Vajpayee government. When the Atal Bihari Vajpayee was the Prime Minister of India, then the Atal Bihari Vajpayee created this office, and this office is responsible for the nuclear strategic things. And the some of the significant upgrade has been done by the DRDO regarding the Agni Prime, and those upgrades makes these missiles strategically important. And these missiles came up with an composite motor casing and the two maneuverable re-entry vehicle which is called the MIRV, and the high explosive thermobaric and the nuclear warhead. These missiles will going to hold the two MIRV. The one is the thermobaric bombs and the one is the nuclear warhead. And along with the improved propellant and the navigation systems. And the missile's range lies between the 1000 kilometer to the 2000 kilometer. It can go up beyond the 2000 kilometer. It is about time this will be upgraded. And the prime is a canister based missile and can be launched from road and the railway systems. This will going to reduce the missiles transportations, and these will going to reduce the deployment time also. And these missiles is possible to operate in the all weather system, and these missiles is fueled by the two stage solid fuel rocket with a third stage called the MARV. What is MARV? MARV is maneuverable entry vehicle. Why this is important? This is important because now the developed countries are having the missile defense system, the ballistic missile defense systems. To dodge those ballistic missile defense systems, India has to install the MARV, the maneuverable entry vehicles. India already have their own ballistic missiles program, and India have already purchased the S-400 missiles, and India might going to go for the S-500 missiles from Russia. And these missiles is being guided by the ring laser gyro internal navigation systems and the digital control system augmented by the GPS Navig satellite guidance system. GPS is an American systems and the Navig is Indian systems. And the Navig systems was launched in and around 2010. And this is an satellite. Some of the satellites go up, and these will going to guide that missiles, that which positions this missile will going to hit. And these missiles will be guided by those satellites. And these missiles is equipped with the highly advanced technologies integrated into the system that makes this missile precisely accurate. And in the next slides we will going to talk about that that why the India needs this arsenal. Why India needs this arsenal? What is the reason behind of this arsenal? What is the upgradations of this arsenal? Because I have already said India have a very older missiles, and these missiles need to be replaced. And India's integrated missile systems is already consist of Agni 1, Agni 2, Agni 3, Agni 4, Agni 5 and Agni 6, hypothetically saying, because Agni 6 is not there, but India is going to have the Agni 6 missiles, and that missile range will be more than 10,000 kilometer. It an ICBM. ICBM means intercontinental ballistic missiles. And the Agni 1 and the Agni 2 will going to be replaced, that I have already mentioned. And the second one is, our hostile neighbors, the China and the Pakistan. The Pakistan cannot fight war against India directly. They fight against India indirectly by sending the terrorist, which is called the proxy war, because they are not the true nation country. They are the crooked, and they are the beggar. They do not have the money. They have the fragile economy. They are already devastated. They want the India to be a devastated nations, and we have to protect our nations from these crooks. And these Pakistan is a very minor player for India. For India is an original hostile nation is China, because China is bullying nature. And these colonialist and these countries and colonialist is nature in the modern times. And they are the land grabbers. They want the land for their country. They already grabbed two country, which is Tibet and the Xinjiang. In the Xinjiang, they are massacring the peoples over there. They are living, and they tried to capture the Indian Ladakh, and they tried to capture the Indian Arunachal Pradesh, and they are also trying to capture the Indian Ocean region. And that is why the India needs these missiles, because India has to protect its sovereignty from these hostile nation. And and recently the China tried to capture the Ladakh, that is already said. And the Indian Ocean region, the China is trying to create the havocs by capturing the ports from the other countries. In the name of the development, they give the loan to the other countries like the Sri Lanka, Maldives, Seychelles, and Myanmar. These countries are economically vulnerable. They give the huge amounts of loan to those countries, and they're going to ask for the loan repayment. When they defaulted, they asked for those countries strategically important posts, and that hampered the India's sovereignty. And that they already took over the Sri Lanka's Hambantota port, which is an eastern coast of the Sri Lanka and which is very near to the Indian territory. And that this port has put the India's positions in vulnerability. And that they tried to take the port in the Maldives and the Seychelles, but the India saved the Maldives and the Seychelles from being a beggar in the hands of the Chinese. And the China trying to dominate the Indo-Pacific regions. To deter the China, India has to come with a state of an art missiles, and the India has to create the nuclear triad that India already have. And the now India developed the Agni Prime, which is a ship killer missile also, and which is the competitor of the Chinese Dongfeng 21 and the Dongfeng 26, which is a very inferior type of missiles. The China always says that they are the very good missiles, but I don't think so. In the conclusions, we says that the India, China, and the Pakistans are the three nations are the nuclear capable nations. Specifically, India and the China have intercontinental ballistic missile systems. They are having the intercontinental ballistic missile. India have the Agni 4, which is Agni 5, which is 8,000 kilometers of range. But India said that is the 5,000 kilometers of range. And these two nations have an excellent delivery systems and the high advanced space program. And to destroy a country, one nuclear arsenal is enough, and kill the billions. And these countries will kill this world if they go into an war. So they should not get into an war. The situations is nothing but a cold war situation. These countries are fighting for the dominance. And along these, the Russia too is also developed Zircon and the Avangard, which is an hypersonic missiles. So the situations is very volatile, and we have to calm down. We have to calm the situations down. And at last, our question is Indian first surface to air missiles, and the four options are the Prithvi, Trishul, Akash, and Helena DP. And if you have any questions or any doubts or any questions regarding the Indian missile systems, you can ask me through my email address that I have already given to you. And thank you very much. If you like this, please go and subscribe my channel. Thank you very much.